I know that the material, I know that what the songs are about and the lyrics are so powerful that it doesn't matter. Like if you give it a chance, you listen to it, you know what I mean? It will change the way you think about it, you know. And then like when I first come out, people saw me as this hip-hop version of Willie Mason, you know, this like folk singer or whatever, which I'm not. It just happened to be that my album wasn't finished, so we couldn't play the backing tracks. So the only way I could perform them was with the guitar. And then when we saw how much press it was getting, it was like, all right, let's push that further. But at the same time, I was never going to let that kind of change the way I was going to make the album. A lot of people was expecting me to come out with this kind of like just acoustic album, and I just thought, you know what, I don't give a fuck if they expect that. You know, I'm going to do what I vision to do, and so that's what I've done. I grew up listening to all types of music. A lot of obviously music was in the chart, so you know, like songs like "Gangsta's Paradise" by Coolio and stuff like that. You know, the songs that was big at the time was kind of big in my life as well. So I did have an influence from the charts as well. But really, I grew up listening to kind of jungle music and Nirvana and The Prodigy and Rage Against the Machine and loads of kind of, you know, like the whole grunge scene and stuff. I grew up listening to that kind of music. Like, I always liked Boyz II Men. There was always some R&B songs I liked, but I never bought an R&B album or nothing like that. It was just, when I started teaching myself guitar at 14, I think I wrote my first R&B song at 15 going on 16. And there's an organisation just down the road from here called Tribal Tree. And I hooked up with them and started doing live shows with them and stuff and started recording my songs. And I was doing that for like 4 years, you know. But I came to a point where I didn't feel attached to my songs, you know, personally. I was just writing love songs, and I was really just making love to the music. You know, I'd never had, like, been in love. There'd never been, like, a kind of a relationship there for me to, you know, say that the songs were personal to me. So I didn't feel comfortable coming out as that kind of artist, you know, coming out as that kind of white Craig David. So I decided that I was going to still be a songwriter, write songs for people, but when it actually comes to me putting my name and my face to something, it would have to be something original, like Nirvana and The Prodigy and stuff like that. Because although I did like R&B music, it never had that lasting effect that those artists I just said did, you know. So it was kind of time for Plan B, so to speak, at that point. And I knew I needed an angle to come at. I knew I couldn't just be a straightforward rapper rapping about myself and my life for a number of reasons. My life wasn't that interesting, and hip-hop tends to talk about, you know, gangsters and stuff like that. So I knew in order for my hip-hop music to kind of be relevant and to be the type of music that kind of a lot of people would want to listen to, I'd have to talk about, you know, the real nitty-gritty of what goes on in the street. So my angle was to kind of make up these characters. So it kind of detached Ben Drew from the music, so people couldn't say I was fake. Like, why is he talking about things he doesn't do? You know, it's clear I don't do them. And the angle I'm coming from is like the angle that a filmmaker has or a director. So the original idea was to do this one big film. And within that film, every song was a different scene. I had no idea of how I was going to write it. I didn't even have a story, you know. So I went about writing all these little short stories, which then became the first album. So that concept I had for the one big film is going to come next, hopefully. I'm going to try and write it. Now I've taught myself how to tell a story, and I've progressed as an artist. I'm hoping to kind of do that next.